We are doing another junk journal jamboree. Hi, that Abby Cat. I think that the train is headed our way soon. And I'm going to go ahead and get the givey going. Got a pattern here. I'm not sure if the pattern is complete, but for junk journaling, doesn't matter, right? All right. Yay, welcome in. Hi, everybody. I'm Tara, Tara E. Casas. Like me, Casa is Su Casa, but a whole family of us. We are the Casas family. And I just started the giveaway for this simplicity pattern. Thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate you. Hey, AMAC, how are you? I'm over here in the crafting category. And um, so back to good. Thank you so much for the raid. And if you're not following Back to Good already, please do so. And she mentioned that she has patterns for $1. So if you're interested in more patterns, then you can always send her a message. But anyway, these are great for junk journaling. Obviously, there's the tissue paper pattern inside, and then sometimes they also have like a thicker, almost construction paper like instruction set, and then this is the true envelope. So that'll be coming home to one of you. Please enter to win. And then I'm going to be real honest with you guys. I was not ready for the show. I was thinking I had an extra day. And of course, I always save it for the last minute. But nonetheless, I managed to I found a few things and I'm excited to share with them. And I figured that this one would be a little bit more like uh, chat with me. Let me turn down the volume on the other phone there. So I'm going to spend a couple minutes showing you how I like to make a signature. And then if you want to purchase a signature, great. If not, it really is just kind of a little bit of a hangout. So let's craft together. And I was talking to my husband because I always get nervous before my craft shows. I get nervous before every show. And I reminded myself and said to him, I don't have to sell everything that I make. Like, as much as I love these shows, and I, of course, love the pocket money for buying more crafty goodness, I also really like talking and teaching and showing people what it means to junk journal. So I'm going to try and keep an eye on the chat. And I'm going to try and do like 5-minute auctions if possible. And let's see. There we go, 5 minutes, and then show you how I'm gonna make a signature here. So it's gonna be fun. All right, here we go. All right, so the giveaway is going, and then this knitting signature journal. The Junk Journal Jamboree had the topic or the theme of creativity is always in fashion. So obviously, fashion is a direction you can go, and later in the show, I'm going to head towards the creativity side and to you a little bit more about that. But you'll see that after I work my way through this signature, that I'm going to auction off this magazine, which is adorable. It's step by step knitting for beginners. And what I did though, okay, it's an incomplete magazine. I took it apart and I pulled out this that is the more matte colored paper and left behind the glossies. And so I am going to auction this off for $1. And if you want to put your pre bid in, check it out. Adorable images, but I love that there's these little Barbie ones. I missed out on those Barbie fashion cards earlier because I was crafting, but this is a good find. So if somebody would like to add that to their stash, they could. But this is what I pulled out, and I wanted to show you how I did it. Okay, so a little bit of a teaching lesson here. So you can see that this magazine was put together with staples. Okay, and so I flipped the magazine over. I believe I actually opened it up here. Yes. And then you push the staples away from the paper, and then you can carefully wedge something underneath. Or if you have, like the teachers do, those paper clip, or excuse me, staple removers, you can use one of those. And so I removed these. And the reason I did it that way instead of just tearing them out is because I saw that this was a true signature. So this is what we often make by folding papers in half and creating our own signatures. But in this instance, there's no need to tear it apart because since it was stapled, and then also sometimes when the book is put together with threads, if you cut the threads, all the pages stayed together. So this is 8.5 by 11, and it says 28 pages. So that means that it's likely 14 sheets of paper and 14 sheets of paper two left and right sides each, but then front and back as well. So I couldn't quite figure out what I wanted to do as far as the cover. I was struggling a little bit. And then I came across this other um, thicker, this is a scrapbook paper, and hi, too cute. And yes, knitting Ken. I just got up on the comments. So this one I didn't get a chance to finish cutting yet, but I wanted to show you what I did. I went ahead and just you can see how this is like a 12 by 12 probably. I went ahead and just marked it there, and I do have a big old paper cutter, but it's harder to do on camera. So I also have these giant scissors that I love, and I don't always cut the straightest. My hands are a little bit shaky, but that's okay. So I'm just going to trim that. Not too bad. I balled it pretty well. Never throw these away. That's gold. Keep all your scraps. Okay. And I'm not going to cut this edge off because I love the texture of this. I love the idea that this has holes already. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to open it up, and we can talk about how do you think I should put the signature together. I don't know that I'll put it together on camera. I don't know that I'll put it together at all. If somebody buys it, I might let them put it together. But usually we don't do hole punches, but I thought we would embrace it. So then I'm just going to fold this in and try to make sure that it's flush there. And there you go. So now you've got a little tip in, or if you wanted to glue it down, a flip out rather, you could turn it into a pocket. All right. So we've got the startings of a signature. I decided it's just going to be kind of like this, a little booklet, and that this is going to actually be the cover and keep the cover image there. And then I wanted to show you some of the pages that I pulled that I thought we could kind of feather in here. This is a very non traditional way of making a signature. Most people choose their papers, fold them in half, choose a quality image for the center. There's tons of YouTube videos. I love watching them. I watch them all the time. But I decided I wanted to go this route. So I'm going to make some really great packages of papers, because my favorite thing to do is to find papers and to tear books apart. I don't finish a lot of what I start. I just keep tearing books apart and finding um, all of these really great papers. And this one actually happened to be from 1897. This is over 100 years old. I found three or four different ledgers from the circuit court when I was traveling to visit my family. And I cut this one down to size so that it would fit, but it's got some traditional cursive, and I love that it's February 1897, and I wanted to include this. So I did. I did cut the bottom off a little bit. I don't think I want it to be the center signature because usually I prefer a bigger um, image. But instead, I'm going to open it up this way, and then again, I'll leave those for now. Some of the older papers are a little bit more brittle and harder to fold, so we may have to go back and cut it later. Since there's a line there, I think I'm going to fold it closer to that line. Okay, and very gently, and then look at the edging. I haven't inked this. I don't usually have the time or enthusiasm to ink my papers. I instead prefer to go on a scavenger hunt and look for papers that already have all of that awesome um, patina, the signs of wear and aging. So there we go. We're going to add that one there. And then here's another. So check this out. This is an old um, art book about the 16th century. And I just flipped through the entire book and, quickly found something that had some of the same colors. That's one of the ways that I choose the pages. Um, and I love that this introduces a little bit of blue, because then I can include blue later. But that red is such a great match that I decided I wanted to include this one. And again, it's not necessarily the greatest center image, but it does add a little bit more color. So for now, until I find something different that I like better, I am going to go ahead and put that one here. And I cut it down to size. And you see that it is trimmed to fit, and just kind of, give it a little shimmy, shimmy Cocoa Puff. And there we go. Here's another fabulous book that I wanted to tell you guys about. Now, this one, when you tear the pages out, they aren't side by side, still bound down the middle, so it is going to be torn. And this one will need to be glued in order for it to be included, or I can go halvesies. So tell me what you think. Would you like to do halvesies like that? Okay, where you get part of it here and part of it there, or would you like me to kind of glue it? Let's see. I don't think I want to glue it. Like you can glue this way, so that I can do the edge there so that it flips out. I really think I'm going to do what my first instinct was, and I'm just going to put it there. Okay, and that way it shows a peek of the hands. And actually, let me take it and move it forward. Okay, I'm going to run that one more time in case somebody wants these papers. And it'll give me 5 more minutes to put it together. If you aren't already following Abstractory, please do so. She is the one that organizes this raid train every month. And I haven't seen where her show is. I know I bookmarked all of them, but if you type Junk Journal Jamboree into the search bar, you'll find all of the shows today, tomorrow, and Sunday. So again, these are pages, the ledger page, and then like a graph paper page that I can't easily normally set into a signature, except that this one has. That didn't go 5 minutes, but that's okay. This one has holes, and so I think I might, depending on how I decide to bind it, be able to include these by punching the center hole, or making sure I might have to add another hole down here. So I'm not going to fold these in half. I kind of like them the way that they are. I'm just going to turn a page and put one there. Ledger paper is hard to find, very expensive, and then turn a couple more pages and add this one somewhere closer to the end back here. Okay, nothing's fixed. If I wanted to, I could use some tape and tape those two pages together, and then create. I'm losing my words. There is an actual word for when you have the two pages that make up a portion of the signature. It can be any two papers. So tape down the center here, and then it would be a lot easier to do that. So that's that. And again, just for the sake of conversation and for instructional purposes, because I know I have some friends in here that have never made a junk journal, I wanted to show you guys this is what you do. This is what you do. So I found a few old dictionaries, and I like to then try to find the page that goes with it. And so here is the word knit. And this one, I'm trying to remember. Oh, create. I was looking for creative and I couldn't find it on this page. That is a-okay. Instead, it's just part of create. But I wanted to demonstrate this technique. So some washi tape down the center, same color scheme. Okay, mixing old dictionary pages. These are pretty fragile. And you can do it on one side or two, depending on how you end up binding things. Sometimes it needs double for the stability. Right now, I'm just going to tuck the edges over. Maybe go back and add it later. Okay, and try to get it to kind of go back. And it's okay. Torn edges and wrinkled and crumpled, all good things. It's junk. It's junk journal. All right, so that page, that page, that page. Looks like we need one here. You can do two pages together. You can do three pages together. But there you go. That's how you put a signature together. So that is all the pages that I've pulled so far. If you wanted to create another signature, then you could choose a hard cover to put these in. Some people use cereal boxes. Again, there's lots of tutorials on YouTube to do that. But if this was bound together, then you can kind of see that I've kept it so that you can actually read what is written as far as the lessons, and then you can add all kinds of journaling cards and pockets and tucks and tabs and stickers. Well, there you go. A very different way of creating a signature. So, one last time, if anybody wants this pile of papers for $1, then you would pretty much just pay the shipping. And I'm going to catch up on some of the comments before I move on to the next item. Thank you, Abstractory, right? Yay, thank you. I'm glad that you guys love these because I really like the teaching and the talking, and like I said, I like finding the papers more than anything. So my favorite thing to do is to make signatures. So I'll go back and I'll clean this one up and I'll either make another signature out of it. Oh, looks like Bree is one. This is so good. So I'm going to finish this up a little bit. Actually, I might just end up leaving it exactly as it is so that you can finish it up the way that you want. But if I see any other papers that I have on hand that are 8.5 by 11 that would go with this theme, then I will include them in your package. Thank you. Thank you for letting me show you that. And then here is that the knitting for beginners that I tore those pages out of, but it starts with page 1 and then it jumps from 4 to 29 because that's where the knitting for beginners pages were. So let me go ahead and start that one for $1. I love this so much. And so if nobody else wants it, then I'm going to, excuse me, use those pages in future projects. So since I did 5 minutes twice, we'll just do 30 seconds there. And again, I'll catch up on the comments. If anybody has any questions about junk journaling or, oh, yay, a raid! Southern Gal, yay! Welcome in, everybody. Please follow a Southern Gal and make sure you're following Abstractory. And I believe we're rating Purple Turtle. So lots of people to follow. Southern Gal, thank you so much. That was sweet. Okay, so I'm going to keep this knitting magazine. No problem. I kind of am glad it didn't sell, you guys, because I love these little Barbie images. So I'm going to try and do a Barbie junk journal that an old school Barbie junk journal that includes those. So yay, that stays with me. I actually don't mind not selling it, but I wanted to put a couple things for sale. And I I'm going to show you something else in a minute, but there is a Mother Goose junk journal train coming up. I have that, I think it's the 27th on my calendar. I'm going to do a morning show and I'll hopefully have a few more finished items. But I have lots of Mother Goose books. I buy them every time I see them. And this one I took 1 or 2 pages out of. Oh, yeah. So see, look, these were supposed to go. Look, I'm going to include these with the knitting. Do you see how this one has the orange and it's already together and it has the holes? So this one is from Hubbard's scrapbook. I'm going to include that. And then this one is from this Mother Goose book. I tore it out to include this page in that signature as well. I just forgot that I put them inside. So this one I'm going to run in a few minutes. Actually, no, I'll just run it now. It's fine. But know that it's missing a few pages, not many, but if anybody needs some more vintage Mother Goose book pages, this is a great deal, you guys. I find them all the time, which is why I am more than happy to just sell this one for $1. I have a great place that I love to go to on Saturdays, and it's very hard for me to let go of the things that I find, but this one is a good one. Let's see. Oh, actually, this one came out of a little free library at one point, it looks like. Um, tu- 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 tu. Oh, I don't know what the copyright is because I don't remember my Roman numerals. So it's oldish, vintage but not antique, black and white, traditional images. And I like that this one you can actually do a journal where you fold the pages in half vertically. So no color images in this one, but the fly papers are beautiful too. Okay, looks like I get to keep that one, and I'm gonna take this and turn it into some junk journals. So you will see what I do with that in a little bit at the end of the month. Okay, I did a swap on Facebook with some of the gals that are in the junk journal train. And one of the things that I included at the bottom of my box that I sent off to Hazy, I'm not sure if she's here. If so, say hi. And this is what I included at the bottom of her box as padding. And she thought maybe it was a box that you put together or something, a template of some sort. But we use wine boxes to bring our groceries home in when we go to Aldi or Costco or Trader Joe's. And this is the insert for a box of wine or Pellegrino or whatever. For the next 10 minutes, I'm going to show you how I started to use these little guys. So they come in all different color, it's always a neutral color of some sort, different sizes depending on the size of the box. So you can cut them apart, and it's just good chipboard for reinforcing. I really want to introduce to any of the people that are in the show and new to the idea of junk journaling this notion that you can repurpose just about anything and turn it into junk journal or an element for your junk journal. So I cut them apart. Okay, these are the little pieces of chipboard. And this morning, I was telling my son and my husband, I'm like, the idea is to be creative, and I can't think of anything. I have a few fashion items. I've got the knitting thing, but not much else. And so my son said, "Well, why don't you watch YouTube, Mom?" Which he knows I do all the time. I said, "No, I don't really want to watch YouTube right now." So he sat down and I asked him, I said, "Hey, buddy, what are you watching?" He said, "Sorry, Mom, I'm watching miniatures." Those little 5-minute crafty things. And it gave me the idea. So this is what I made this morning, guys. All right, this one is unfinished. My daughter's going camping. She's going to Yosemite with her class. And I have this little pad. I don't usually love these pads. The 6x6 size is great, but the bright colors, it's not my style. It doesn't always go with the vintage books that I find, but I still try to use the scrapbook papers when I can, right? And so I also had all of these that I was trying to figure. I knew I could make tags out of them, but I don't have any journals right now that need tags. I need to make the journals. So I started folding them in half and then adding some of the papers. And you can see that, you just take papers, fold them in half, turn them sideways, upside down, right side up, and you've got all this little journaling space. So this one I didn't bind together, but this is the start of a tiny little pocket journal that I thought I could make for my daughter to take camping. Okay, that's a cute one. And then again, wanted to show you, I was so excited when I thought of this. Like every now and then, you just know you don't know when the inspiration is going to come. And for me, it came at about 6:45 this morning. Again, these pages, I hate these usually. Like, I just think they're so cheesy sometimes. And, I get that it's other people's style and they like these notepads from, wherever, Michael's or Joann's, Hobby Lobby, the craft stores. But I usually can't find a way of using the papers. I'm not inspired by them until I thought to go small because my son was watching miniatures. So this morning I took one of these, okay, and I like triple, quadruple folded it. And then I started pasting some of these little pages and was thinking about my daughter going camping, sleeping under the stars, roamers and seekers. I don't even mind that this is showing through because it's kind of rustic um camping. And then I was going to include, I have these little cutouts that I already had. So little tiny tags inside there. Look at how cute. And then I took one of these other pattern papers, continued it across the back, and then I started making an itty bitty signature from other things. And check it out. So cards, playing cards, are the same size as some of these wine bottle inserts. So I took the playing card and I used that as a little template. And I was like, oh, I can include the playing card. It adds a little texture, a little bit of notebook paper, and you can open it further like that. And then I had some other painted papers, and voila, all of a sudden now. And her nickname is Cat. So that one was already in something that I was doing. And look, all I have to do is kind of put a little brad or a little piece of string, tape it in there, and tiny little itty bitty junk journal. So, since the theme was to get creative, that's that's what I did. I decided I would get creative and talk to you guys about how sometimes when you see something that isn't at all your style, not at I would never the only reason I have this is because I usually get them when they're at the bins and I pay like 25 cents for it and I figure, well, I'll figure something out. And I've started, experimenting with coffee dyeing and stuff like that. But I was really excited to show that to you guys today. I'm not selling it. I'm going to give it to my daughter, but I wanted to show it. And as the last thing, then I am going to run. If you saw my swap box, I started to talk about that. Um, the box that I sent to Hazy, her first name's Amy, actually included all kinds of the vintage papers that you've seen and some scrapbook papers and some coffee dyed papers. So if you want to take a chance and just kind of get um, another box of papers. I'm going to run a last little giveaway there. It'll be a pile of papers. And while that one, I know, look, so this is purposeful coffee spills. Isn't that fun? And let me show you why, too cute. And then we're going to go raid Purple Turtle. Okay. So while the last giveaway is going, it's just going to be, it's not going to be these papers. It'll be random papers, but trust me, you'll enjoy them. So these are Rolo slips. You guys, I'm not sure if the camera's picking it up, but all those, when we peel the label off and we put them on our boxes, it's kind of a waxy paper. So this is what happens when you put coffee on the waxy paper. So this one has just a little bit. Sometimes you have to take something heavier and kind of put it on it to weigh that coffee down, since it is a waxy kind of paper, but this one's soaked for a while. So don't throw away those Rolo papers. Those are perfect. And the reason that we do this, so here's another one. This is a scrap of, oh yeah, this is label paper. Okay, so all of the labels were pulled off of here after I printed them and then just splashing coffee on there over time. Okay, so the reason that we do these and we include them in these, tiny little junk journals, you can fold that in half and cut it, and it adds texture and a vintage aspect to it, is because this is what we're trying to achieve. This is these are two note cards, flashcards, and I chose the Galaxy one because I'm going to try and put that inside her little. We include lots of cards, note cards, things like that. But this is not coffee. This is age. Okay, so this is not a card I would probably use. Indolent isn't the nicest word, but I wanted to show this is what we're going for, and this is how you can achieve it by doing coffee staining or tea staining. Some people use avocado skins and do avocado dye. So I hope that you enjoyed this little crash course in junk journaling. I'm not going to have the show tonight. I need to move that one because I don't have enough materials to sell. And I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to be crafty again tonight after last night trying to organize things. But on the 27th, for sure, I'll do the Mother Goose one. So join me for that. And who knows, maybe I'll pop up and sell some other things between now and then. So let's go ahead and draw a winner and then see if our friend, I believe it's Purple Turtle. All right, pile of papers is going to the Comfy Nest with Grace. Comfy Nest, are you already a junk journaler or am I introducing you to the idea? I'm always curious to see who's in my shows. Purple Turtle, thank you for tagging Hazy Ames. I don't have my computer next to me, so it's harder for me to tag people. Yay, good. Okay, so you're a huge junk journal fan. Perfect. So then you will recognize when I throw a bunch of just random stuff in there, what you can do with it. So I'm excited to send you more stuff as a thank you for being here in my show. So let's go ahead and see if our friend Purple Turtle is. Wait, why doesn't it have raid there anymore? Didn't you used to be able to do raid from the backslash sign? Backslash raid at Purple Turtle. I might have to do it from the drop down menu. They always change things in between one show and the next. Thank you guys so much for joining. Oh, too many purple turtles. Oh, what's the other half of her name? She was up here further. Sorry, purple turtle. We're coming. We're Purple Turtle Hobbies. Who knew there were so many? Okay, let me try this again from up here. Create a raid. Purple Turtle Hobbies. Yay! Okay, off we go, guys. Have a great show, Purple Turtle. I'll see you in a minute. And the rest of you, hopefully, I will see you at my Mother Goose show. Take care. Enjoy the weekend. Maybe I'll do something on Super Bowl Sunday. Never know.